3 weeks ago, I woke up at 2047 in the morning, shuffled to the bathroom in the dark, and stubbed my toe on the same corner of the same dresser I have stubbed my toe on approximately 400 times. And I stood there in the dark holding my foot, thinking, Rose, something has got to change. Not because of the toe. The toe was fine. I've made my peace with that dresser. We have an understanding now. But that night I woke up 4 times. 4. By the 3rd trip, I wasn't even fully asleep between them. I was just lying there, waiting, listening to my own bladder like it was an alarm clock I never set and couldn't figure out how to turn off. And here's what nobody tells you about waking up 3 and 4 times a night. It's not just the sleep you lose in those moments. It's everything downstream. The foggy mornings where you're standing in the kitchen holding a coffee cup and genuinely cannot remember if you already added the coffee. The afternoon exhaustion that lands on you like a sack of flour around 2 o'clock. The way your joints ache more when you're tired. The way your patience runs out faster. The way small things feel harder than they should. I was running on empty every single day. And somewhere along the way, I had quietly, completely accepted it as just, this is 72. This is what it is now. I want to tell you what changed. Because something did change. And it was not a prescription, it was not a supplement I ordered online at midnight, and it cost me less than $2. My name is Rose. I haven't woken up more than once in the night for the past 18 days. Let me tell you exactly what I did. And more importantly, why it actually works. Because I'm not someone who tries something and just assumes it worked. I want to understand the mechanism. I want to know why. So let me start there. When we get older, and I mean after 60, this starts happening gradually, our bodies produce less of a hormone called ADH, anti-diuretic hormone. That's the hormone responsible for telling your kidneys to slow down production at night. When you're young, your body makes plenty of it. You fall asleep. Your kidneys get the message. They take a break. You sleep 8 hours without thinking twice. But after 60, ADH production declines. Your kidneys don't get that nighttime memo anymore, so they just keep working. Faithfully, diligently, all night long. Like a very dedicated employee who has absolutely no idea the office is supposed to be closed. And then there's a second thing happening at the same time. The bladder itself becomes less elastic with age. Its capacity decreases. So even a smaller amount of fluid can trigger that urgent, can't ignore it sensation in the middle of the night. You've got kidneys that won't slow down, and a bladder with less patience than it used to have. 2 things working against you simultaneously. No wonder we're all exhausted. Now, I tried the sensible things first. I stopped drinking water after 6 in the evening. I cut out all caffeine after noon, which, I want to be honest, was its own kind of sacrifice. I made sure to use the bathroom right before getting into bed every single night. And yes, those adjustments helped somewhat. But I was still waking up, still losing the deep sleep, still stubbing my toe on that dresser in the dark. And then, on a Tuesday morning walk, a woman in my walking group, she's 70 years old, sleeps like she's on vacation, has the energy of someone 20 years younger, mentioned bananas, casually, like it was obvious. And I looked at her the way you look at someone who has just suggested something slightly ridiculous, smiled politely, and said, that's interesting. And then I went home and looked it up, because that's who I am. What I found was genuinely surprising. Bananas are one of the richest natural sources of both potassium and magnesium. 2 minerals that a significant portion of adults over 60 are quietly deficient in without ever knowing it. And both of these minerals have a direct, documented relationship with how the bladder and the body behave at night. Potassium helps regulate fluid balance throughout the body. When potassium levels are low, the body has a harder time managing how fluid moves and where it goes, and this can contribute to increased urgency and frequency, particularly at night. Studies have looked at potassium intake and bladder function specifically in older adults, and the connection is real and measurable. Magnesium is where it gets even more interesting. Magnesium has a relaxing effect on smooth muscle tissue, and the bladder wall is smooth muscle. A tense, reactive bladder wall responds to smaller and smaller amounts of fluid. Magnesium helps calm that reactivity down. It also plays a critical role in the nervous system. It helps the body transition from alert to rest mode. There's a reason nearly every quality sleep supplement on the market contains magnesium as a primary ingredient. It works. Your body already knows how to use it. The banana is just a gentler, cheaper, more pleasant way to give it to your body. And then there's one more thing. Bananas contain tryptophan. The same compound people always mention around Thanksgiving turkey. Tryptophan converts in the body to serotonin. Serotonin converts to melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. A ripe banana an hour before bed is essentially giving your body a small, quiet signal that it's time to wind down. No pills, no powders, no strange aftertaste, just a banana. If you're finding this helpful so far, hit subscribe right now, because what I'm sharing next is the part most people get completely wrong. They try this, it doesn't work, and they give up. And the reason it didn't work has nothing to do with the banana itself. But before I tell you the part that actually makes this work, because most people skip it and then say it didn't work for them, I need to explain one thing. Because I almost made this mistake myself. Ripeness. It matters enormously, and nobody mentions it. An unripe banana, green or very firm yellow, is high in something called resistant starch. Resistant starch is harder for your body to digest, and it can cause bloating and gas that will absolutely wake you up in the night, just for entirely different and significantly less dignified reasons. I will leave it at that. You want a ripe banana, yellow with a few brown spots. At that stage, the resistant starch has converted to natural sugars, the nutrients are more bioavailable, and your digestive system handles it with no drama whatsoever. Brown spots are not a sign the banana has gone bad. Brown spots are a sign the banana is ready to actually do something useful. And timing. Eat it approximately 1 hour before you go to bed, not immediately before. 1 hour. This gives the tryptophan time to begin its conversion process. Gives your digestion time to do its work before your horizontal, and means the potassium and magnesium are entering your system right as your body is naturally preparing to slow down. That is the entire habit. One ripe banana, 1 hour before bed. I know how it sounds. I had the same reaction, but I promised the woman in my walking group I would try it for 3 nights, and I keep my promises, even the ones I make while internally rolling my eyes. The first night I tried it, I woke up twice, down from 4. I thought interesting, possibly coincidence, not getting excited yet. The second night, once. The third night, once. The third night at 20 minutes to 5 in the morning, which at that point felt like practically sleeping until noon. By the end of the first week, I was regularly either waking up once or sleeping completely through. I was reaching deep sleep for the first time in what felt like a very long time. I woke up on a Saturday that second week and just lay there for a moment. Something felt unfamiliar. And then I realized I felt rested, actually rested, not just less tired, rested. If you've been running on poor sleep long enough that you have forgotten what that actually feels like, you will understand why that Saturday morning felt like something worth pausing over. I sat with my coffee and didn't rush anything. That felt like a small victory I had quietly earned. Now, 2 important things before I finish. First, if you're taking any medications, particularly potassium-sparing diuretics or certain blood pressure medications, please check with your doctor before making bananas a nightly habit. For most people, this is completely safe and genuinely beneficial. But your doctor knows your full picture and I don't, so please ask. I always say that, and I always mean it. Second, if you want to take this even further, try pairing the banana with a small glass of warm almond milk. Almond milk also contains magnesium, and the warmth itself has a gentle, calming effect on the nervous system that researchers have actually documented. It signals to your body that the day is over. It has become my favorite part of the evening, honestly. It feels less like a remedy and more like a treat I've given myself permission to have, which, at 72, is exactly the kind of energy I'm trying to bring to everything. If this video helped you, if you've been dragging yourself through tired days and nobody told you it could be this straightforward, please subscribe. I post every 2 days, practical things. Things I've actually tried and actually researched. Nothing invented, nothing exaggerated, nothing that requires equipment or a degree in nutrition. And leave me a comment. Tell me how many times you're waking up right now. I read every single one, and sometimes what you share in the comments teaches me more than any study I've read. One last thing. In 2 days, I'm sharing the 5 foods I was eating at dinner that were making every single one of these symptoms worse, including one I genuinely believed was helping me sleep. I was eating it every single night thinking I was doing something good for myself. It was doing the exact opposite. That one is going to surprise you. I'll see you then. I'm Rose. Go get some sleep tonight. You've earned it.